Yes, welcome to the second aPODcalypse podcast thing.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
This is Aspect Emperor Brian.
Yes, yes.
Forgot what I was.
The calm on Proyas is back.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Or not. You don't have to be that.
That's white cum too.
That's white cum.
I just realized it.
That's white cum.
Yeah.
There's not that much white cum in the book.
No. Esmonette swallows it all.
Yeah. We're off to a good start.
That was the gnarliest thing I remember from the first series is this. I don't even know if it's in the first book, but she was starving so much that she sucked people off for the nutrients.
I don't really remember that.
Oh.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's just mentioned in passing, but I was like, oh, this is like the rawest shit I've ever read, besides some like, I don't know, genocide stuff.
Right.
In school.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Well, I'm sure we'll get to it at some point.
Yeah. Esmonette.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan. I think we talked about that she felt a little bit disappointing at times.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought we'd probably end up talking about Bakker and women for sure.
Yeah. Most definitely.
I wanted to mention the book is dedicated to Sharon, which I found out from the internet is supposed to be Bakker's wife. And it says something, I should have had the book pulled up, but it says something like, to Sharon, the one who taught me to hope. And I was like, damn, what?
That is sweet.
It's very sweet, but
Very
I'm like,
sweet.
Dude.
She did a horrible job.
Yeah.
She did a horrible job.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Let's read it.
To Sharon, before you, I never dared hope. It's poetic. That's cool.
It's very sweet.
But yeah.
What was he like before Sharon?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So I was looking up just some random stuff last night, and I found Bakker's Reddit account is Kujara Kimoy.
Tight.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna assume that my pronunciations are all correct.
Oh yeah. we're running off of the audiobook.
Yeah.
Pronunciation, so it could be right, could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Kujara Kimoy.
Yeah. I like the quinoa, like quinoa, you know? But, no, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh my god.
Esmonette? No.
Oh, it said that, for The Darkness That Comes Before, he said he had way too much time to write it. And then the next two, he didn't have enough time. And it made sense to me in, like, a general way, but not really a specific way.
Yeah.
Because, this just has so much shit in it, and it's, like, over 500 pages, I think, for the first book. And I know at least Thousandfold Thought feels like it goes really fast.
Yeah, it's super quick. It could almost just be, like, directly connected to the Worded Prophet, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not that big. Or it's not that small. It's like 300 pages or something. But yeah, I can see that. The Darkness That Comes Before feels very, very thick and very rich. You know?
Thick and rich.
Thick and rich. Yeah. Well, so what I've done, what we got right here. Brothers, Truth Shines! PON is just one book, boys. I don't even know what that means. PON? What does that mean?
Prince of Nothing.
Oh.
I think the first trilogy was supposed to be one book that got split up into 3.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that makes sense because, I mean, I might be reading this wrong or hearing you wrong, but I get the sense that they could just, like, fucking create a giant pancake of a book, and that would be good. Like, that would make sense. I don't know. It could work like that.
A thick stack?
A thick stack. It's 3/3, says Madness.
Okay.
Hell yeah. But, so, what I've done, and I was talking to you about this, is we're gonna talk about the prologue. We feel like it's enough to talk about. There's a lot in there, and it sets the stage for so much. I mean, obviously. There's like so much foreshadowing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. What we got? We got somebody else said, so do pigs' teeth. Nay or yes. Come on now. I know.
I'm really hyped on the engagement. I appreciate people who are tuning in.
Yeah,
sure.
that's pretty sweet. Well, cool. Do you want me to just kind of get started on the prologue?
I want to say one thing first.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks to Brian Funk from Thou, the band Thou, THOU, epic metal band. He is the one that told me about these books in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they've had a big impact on my life the last couple of years. I don't know exactly how, maybe, other than it's taken up a lot of time and attention and been very enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't they have a lot of lyrics from, or either inspired by or just taken from the books?
Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I like it kind of having to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found in the liner notes of one of the albums has the prayer, which is it's like a mocking poem, but it's some dude writes it to Esmenet in The Judging Eye, and it goes, I memorized this because I love it both like in a sarcastic way, but also a genuine way.
Yeah, for sure.
It goes, on my knees I offer you that which flies in me, my face to earth I shout thy glory to the heavens, in so surrendering do I conquer, in so yielding do I seize.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Seize this dick.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's also a blowjob poem. Oh, that one, Merlin.
Here.
The no god.
Babe, we can put him outside. LOL.
The
dog.
If you
Dog
knew
man.
him, you would understand how that dog is the no god.
Yeah. The no dog. What does Madness say? Oh, hey Robbie, how's it going? Welcome. Let's see. Cover script of the Penguin Canadian cover. It's opinion by Evan Keane. Arcane Crimson lyrics. Oh,
Very sick.
Interesting. It's Bakker time. Woo! That's right, dude.
Turn it up.
I'm just gonna open up and start talking about the prologue. Is that all right?
Ain't no rules in life, bro.
No rules in life. So, I'll just read kind of the first couple of things here. We can start rolling on what's happening. So, it's 2147, Year of the Tusk, the Demua Mountains. And the first line is, one cannot raise walls against what has been forgotten. And so, the citadel of Ishua succumbed during the height of the apocalypse, but no army of inhuman strength had scaled its ramparts. No furnace-hearted dragon had pulled down its mighty gates. Ishua was the secret refuge of the Cuneiform High Kings, and no one, not even the No God, could besiege a secret. So, why can the No God, why couldn't the No God fuck with Ishua? Like, does the No God have to be able to see somebody to, fucking make them vaporize, turn into water, or whatever?
I don't know. I mean, I assume that the womb plague that starts when the no god is activated, right, was present in Ishwal at the time, but
Right. Okay, so they that was the plague that is giving them a hard time in here.
I mean, I think so.
Okay.
The first apocalypse lasted 12 years. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure the reach or the scope of the no god. Whether it's just like the whirlwind, the reaches of the whirlwind that will rip you apart, or if there's other, I don't know, bad vibes, so to speak, going on.
Makes you really sad.
Yeah, it could be like a bunch of people vacated it because they had to go fight. I mean, I think that Ishwal is like not extremely far from Golgotterath.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to look?
Yeah.
I'll pull it up.
Because in the second series,
will this work?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. So here we go. We got a map.
You can find it.
So here's where we are, Kunai Ori or whatever. Where's Golgotterath, though?
Up in the right. Or
Amanda says all pronunciations are correct.
thank you.
Excellent.
I appreciate somebody that tells me I'm right.
Citadon.
Uh,
Citadon.
Golgotterath is up there in the
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Golgotterath's up here.
Agongaria.
All right.
Dagliash.
So Ishua's right here. It's like really close.
Yeah, I didn't even realize how close it was.
It's separated by... I wish I could... Can I zoom in more? Yeah. What's this river called again?
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
It's like they... Fuck, I forget. North across the river, says Ring. Yeah, tight. So...
Where all the scalded go hang out.
Yeah, the scalded boys. I'm
spiritually and emotionally
scalded
person.
Yeah, you are pretty scalded in your heart.
Thank you. Slash, I'm sorry.
The leash.
Oh, hell yeah.
Leash.
Dude, I appreciate, again, like, somebody that...
Yeah, we don't, like, I actually don't really know that much about this book. I just read it.
My memory sucks, but I think the thing is we have a strong passion for this and also, like, want to make it fun, so hopefully that's worth paying attention to, but I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, for sure. Like, kind of the whole reason we wanted to do this is just because we talk about it so much whenever we're with our friends. Like, that's all I want to talk to Jacob about. And then we're just with other people, and we're like, hey, remember when that bird with the baby head, like, came all over the place, and, like, the aliens, and people are, like, nobody wants to hear about that. So, anyway, thanks for listening and hanging out. What you looking at?
Just Megaleg said, yo fam,
What up?
And then the Salt King said, in the end, the unholy consult scalds us all.
Yes.
Feel that.
They really do. They really do. Okay, so Golgotterath. Here's Ishua. This is where we are. I don't know how the No God can't find them. They're very sneaky. But so we're just kind of getting introduced. And so we're talking about the plague. The plague claimed the High King first, as was perhaps fitting. Genreka. So this is like I guess this is the first character that we're introduced to. Genreka. I don't really know that much about him. But he wept at Ishua because he's a coward.
Weeper!
He's a big weeper. And he raged the way only an emperor of nothing could rage. So I thought that was significant. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even catch.
I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily know what the significance is there. But another thing that stands out is... so everybody's dying. Everybody's dying of the plague. And they're like... Their bowels are leaking everywhere. And they're killing themselves. And all that good stuff. And this says... So soon even the sentries were no more. The 5 knights of Tris?
I like Trice.
Who rescued Genreka after the catastrophe on the fields of Eleniot?
I say Eleniot.
Eleniot.
Again, who knows?
Lay motionless in their bed. So they're dead. And it says, the Grand Vizier, his golden robes stained bloody by his bowel, lay sprawled across his sorceress text. So I guess I was wondering, what school would the Grand Vizier be a part of? You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
because he's got he has golden robes, which are stained bloody by his bowel. But yeah, what school of sorcery has golden robes and was around back then? Kama says Sohonk.
I think that's right. I haven't read The False Sun, which is a short story.
Yeah.
An atrocity tale, I believe. Yeah. But Sohonk was the precursor, I believe, was the precursor to the Mandate.
Yes.
And that story takes place, I think it's before the first apocalypse, but it's at least like 1,000 years prior to the events of the Prince of Nothing series. Right. So that's my guess, but I also would probably have to look up. I'm not sure if there's like a bunch of them that are named that I just can't remember, or if we're just supposed to imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. 12. Some names. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that.
For sure. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting, and so we're kind of moving on. So at the end of the day, Genreka's bastard son and the Bardic priest survive. And I guess the Bardic priest is a pedo. Because he's like,
yeah.
So he's screaming, "Why won't you show yourself, child?" He would cry as he reeled through the galleries. I like that he's reeling. He's just like running around, reeling through the galleries. "Let me sing to you, woo you with secret songs. Let me share the glory of what once was." And so, unfortunately, Genreka's bastard son, who is alone with this priest, I'm assuming gets raped.
Yeah.
He gets raped.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, so the priest, okay, well, so I wonder why the priest only has he has one blind eye. I don't know if that's significant. I don't know. Maybe it's not significant, but he's got one blind eye. And yeah, so he gets raped. It's very not good. And the priest says there are no crimes when no one is left alive, which is interesting because they're both alive.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know if he considers, maybe he considers this kid as not a man.
Yeah.
Because you know how, later,
See, Robbie?
yeah. Just how there's male supremacy in the world, but it's weird too because even the men have, no agency or control. There's just very few people that actually have power, but you perform your masculinity by dominating other people,
Right.
and so yeah, I wonder if just because the kid is able to be abused, if this guy doesn't even consider him exactly an alive man. This I don't think that this necessarily warrants that much
I think
analysis,
so.
but
I think so because that theme permeates the story a lot. I don't really know how best to say it, but that over masculinity, violent masculinity, Nayor, or I mean a lot of people freaking all the Tarashi grandees, dude. Upside down, dude. Shit. I think it's worth saying the domination can take away someone's existence.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But he fucking kills the Bardic priest.
Oh yeah,
so
thick ass fucking revenge. Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out too. First instance of sexual violence, which is omnipresent throughout the series.
Yes.
Anyway, as if everybody knew that already.
That is true. I mean, it's worth noting, because the prologue is cool because we're getting the first of everything. It's okay, that's the first character we're introduced to, Genreka. This is the first mentioning of sorcery.
Yeah.
And yes, so this is everything that we're going to be reading about for the next however long it takes someone to read this, is in here. So yeah, first instance of sexual violence, of much to come. So he kills the Bardic priest.
Get fucked.
He's hanging out in Ishua, being scared and alone, and let's see. So he does some stuff. He's poking bodies. It's cold, but he's kind of vibing because there's no one trying to rape him or murder him.
True.
Which is good. But when the snows break, shouts brought him to Ishua's forward gate, and some people are out there. We all know who the people are. And then Video Gamer Fly says, "Life is a roller coaster. I love the series has had a bump lately." Okay, yeah. Yeah, it is cool. Love the new cohort. Yeah. It's good stuff.
It is all happening.
That's
again.
right, Madness. You know who they are, dude.
Time is a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle. Okay, so the Dunyan. Okay, they say we are Dunyan, child. And the boy clutches his father's sword that he was just poking dead bodies with and says, "So long as men live, there are crimes." And the man's eyes fill with wonder. "No, child," he said, "only so long as men are deceived." So this is the first instance of some Dunyan nonsense.
Yeah.
So the son of Genreka. Do we know the son's name, by the way? Is he an Anasarimber?
Genreka was the last Anasarimber king, and I don't know if they name him though. I'm not sure.
Okay, so he doesn't. Okay, yeah, so it's not really. But it doesn't really matter.
I thought it was wild that he's a bastard son, so like bloodlines are a huge thing in this. Well, the Anasarimber bloodline is, and he was only half Anasarimber to begin with, so.
Oh, he's a bastard?
Yeah.
That's what my Madness says. He's allegedly a bastard.
Allegedly.
I didn't.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if it matters or not, but I just like, oh, maybe if he was a full little Anasarimber baby, that he'd be the double no god or something. You know, it'd just be like ultra fucking powerful and shitty and heartless.
Yeah, I assumed the Dunyan would scoop him up and turn him into a monster.
Yeah, I mean, which is what they did to this little bastard baby anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's worth noting that the man's eyes fill with wonder. So he's Dunyan, he's walking up, robot, intellect, like, just, you know, I mean, we know the Dunyan. So I wonder why his eyes fill with wonder. Obviously, he could just be playing the kid, like we know that they do. I don't know. It's just interesting. I just imagine that his eyes would not fill with wonder.
Yeah.
He would just be like, "I don't fucking care about you. I'm gonna eat you," or whatever.
Yeah. What a stupid, weak, idiotic, monk ass fucking loser.
Yeah.
Having wonder flash through his eyes.
Wonder.
Yeah.
Pre-Dunyan.
In the chat, Husielt saying that
Husielt. They're not pure Dunyan at this point.
That makes sense because
sense.
They've got 2,000 more years to develop genetically and otherwise.
Okay, so that makes sense because I'm wondering like, why the fuck are the Dunyan walking around outside? Like, so yeah, that makes sense. They're not fully formed.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, I don't know where they came from, but they decided to hole up in Ishua after that.
Yep.
Stay hidden for 2,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sogalish.
Okay, so we're moving on. The young Anasarimber could only stare at him. And then he says, I was a prince. Let's see.
Prince of Nothing vibes right there, too.
Prince of Nothing. Yeah, exactly. Still emaciated, but wearing the fur of kings. The Dunyan chiseled the sword. Okay, so this is interesting. The Dunyan chiseled the sorceress runes from the walls and burned the Grand Vizier's books. The jewels and the chalcedony? I don't know that word.
Where's it at?
This one? Nobody knows how
yeah,
to say
I've never seen that.
Well, something. And then they burn the silk, the cloth of gold, and they bury it all with the corpses of a dynasty. It's interesting that the Dunyan burned the sorceress runes. It seems like maybe that would have come in handy whenever, like 2,000 years later, they don't have any idea that sorcery is a thing.
Yeah, very interesting to me. I was just like watching a little bit of YouTube the other night about the Library of Alexandria getting burned, and whatever. In short, I think that it might have been systematically destroyed or fucked with over hundreds of years. Mm-hmm. But that's besides the point. I just don't know why they destroy knowledge.
Right.
You know, I could see maybe keeping it secret and only letting a couple people know about it, but
Yeah.
they're also really into their like purity of vision too, as we'll see in a bit. They just fucking yeet those dreamers that get the dream from Moengus down in a pit or something like that.
They walk down to starve to death in the dark.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, you're fucked.
Right. Yeah. That I want to ask you about that too, for sure.
They're burning all the sorcery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They burn the sorceress runes. Sorceress runes. Which stone uses runes, dude?
I don't know. Like a good rune though.
Oh, video game says one cannot raise walls against what has been forgotten.
Okay. True.
It's true. Excellent. Okay. So, and then the world forgot them for 2,000 years. So, fast forward. Well, I don't know about fast forward, but this is a ancient Kunaiori nursery rhyme.
Oh yeah.
Non-men, shrank, and men. The first forgets, the third regrets, and the second has all of the fun. Knowing what I know now, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's my exact version of fun too.
Yeah. Very wild.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is where we're getting introduced first to Drusus Acamian
My boy.
and his compendium. So he says, this is a history of a great and tragic holy war, of the mighty factions that sought to possess and pervert it, and a son searching for his father. And as with all histories, it is we, the survivors, who will write its conclusion. It's very hopeful sounding. Sounds like kind of tropey in a chill way, not like in a bad way, but it's like, oh, this is like a fantasy book. At this point, I was like, this is a fantasy book.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this is just a book. And then by the end of it, I'm like self-harming. It's like checking into a psych hospital. But anyway.
Can I ask you a couple questions about that?
Yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about this before, but did it bum you out to realize that Acamian's gonna live through the whole series?
Oh, wow. And it didn't bum me out.
Yeah, it didn't. But I mean, obviously, like at this point, for sure, we still don't know who he is, but no, I kind of enjoyed knowing that at least one person was gonna like see the end of it.
Yeah.
And I like the frame of reference being like a history book, because it's going to be written from the perspective of a certain person. So, we don't just follow one character in the series, but then we get to see like the interpretation of one character's experience throughout the series as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing was, actually, I don't even remember what the other thing was. It just made me think of Dune vibes though, too, with Princess Irulan.
Yep.
And some of the other books.
Right. I know. I was thinking, I wish that I had like a PDF of Dune so we could pull up the first example of something like this where it's Princess Irulan, history of whatever the fuck. It'd be interesting to compare the two.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and Madness brings up a good point when he says survivors, because that's what kind of sticks out to me whenever Drusus Acamian says that. And it says, it is we, the survivors, who will write its conclusion. So at this point, like, this was written before the second apocalypse happens, right?
I think so. What's the
Well,
year?
yeah, it's to the compendium of the First Holy War. So he wrote it after.
Yeah.
So it's like survivors, rip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're about to survive even less, both in numbers and life, but spiritually as well.
Yeah, for sure. Husialt. I love that. I love his name's Husialt.
Yeah.
Bakker should write out the full compendium of the Holy War. Yeah.
That'd be
amazing.
I saw somebody online talk about how they would like kill to have the third analytic event, Agensis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking right, dude. Agensis is full of shit.
Wouldn't that be so cool to read?
Yeah, it'd be tight. That'd be sweet. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah.
More to say about
Please.
that?
No, that's it.
All right, so 4109, Year of the Tusk, the Mua Mountains. The dreams are coming in. Moangus is pumping. Moanga Gamas. Moanga yeah. He's pumping. Let's see. Vast landscapes, histories, contests of faith and culture, all glimpse in cataracts of detail. Horses skidding to earth, clinching mud, dead strewn on the shore of a warm sea, and always an ancient city, chalk dry in the sun, rising against dun hills, a holy city. Shima. Shima.
Holy
You might be
Shima.
kidding me, dude. All right. And then the voice, thin as though spoken through a reed, throat of a serpent, saying, "Send to me my son." So this is the first instance of knowing that there's like a son-father dichotomy happening, like theme.
And the serpent thing too, because he's got the little snake guys.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
But I mean, I didn't think it was literal at this point.
I know, that's what I wonder, like how much of it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
Exactly.
It's like what Nietzsche said at the beginning in the. I don't even remember what he said.
Exactly. Oh yeah, so I wanted to bring that up too. What does he say in the beginning?
He says, "These nuts." In Beyond Good and Evil, Nietzsche said, "I shall never tire of underlining a concise little fact which these superstitious people are loath to admit, namely, that a thought comes when it wants, not when I want." That made me think of Buddhism.
Yeah.
That thoughts arise regardless of, our, like, contrived self. I don't know. You're the one that knows
Well,
how to talk about it, at least.
well, so it made me think of, like, I was listening to this earlier in preparation, and it made me just think of the 12 links of dependent origination, which in Buddhism are like, it's basically karma. It's like systemic. It's very logos, because it's like, it shows exactly what happens before. Like, conditions bring this up. Let's fucking look at it.
Okay.
We'll look at it.
You want to hit the small boy?
No, I'll just pull it up here so everybody can see it. Madness, I appreciate oscillating with you, dude. Appreciate that.
Somebody shouted out the History of Yarwa PDF. I think that's super cool too. I've got it on my computer. I've only read small bits, but it's dope. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at trying to find a good picture of this because I think it would be cool to keep in mind as we boogie along here.
The Boogie Banshees.
The Boogie Banshee. I wonder if. Okay, so we'll see if this makes any sense. All right, so it starts with ignorance. So in Buddhism, it's like you're reborn because of ignorance, basically, because if you were smart, you wouldn't want to be reborn. And then it goes into formations, consciousness, name and form. So that's like what we can experience, the senses, contact. Basically, it just all circles around and conditions everything else. I'm not really that smart. I'm not smart enough to really explain it in like 12 seconds because it's really complicated, but
1 second for each origin.
yeah, clinging, craving, birth. Okay, we'll just move on.
No, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like
it's just a lot to discuss.
It comes up a lot. So like the logos is very Dharma and Buddhist in that Buddhism is all about being aware of what's coming before, like kind of watching things arise from just like out of the fucking void of self.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look into the void and you realize that there's no one there. And then you, again, self-harm and go to a psych hospital. I'm just kidding. Where were we?
Kind of not.
Okay, one more Nietzsche quote. Sorry. I think this is important. The son inherits the father. Sorry. No. I'll have it for next time. I'm getting
Son
too distracted.
inherits the balls of the father.
Yeah, exactly. Husielt says Sarl's voice from Orton's audiobook narration is so badass. Yes, I love Sarl. He's one of my favorite characters, probably of all time.
The coppers.
The coppers.
Slowly Red does a sick Sarl
He does.
character too.
He does.
Personal favorite for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Slowly Red. We love him. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I put us off on a tangent.
I think that's what we're here for.
That's true, yeah. Y'all are here willingly.
Brad Dorff will be sick.
Brad Dorff. All right. So the dreamers awoke at once. So these are the Dunyan that are about to. They got the vision. They're getting tainted with Moangus's pump. The dreamers awoke at once, gasping, struggling to wrest sense from impossibility. So it's so interesting. They're like, usually like the Dunyan that we get so much of are just like so sharp and robotic and like unbelievably penetrating. It's just interesting to see them be like confused. But anyway, they found each other in the unlit depths of the thousand halls, and such desecration they determined could no longer be tolerated. Thus begins the journey to Shima.
Holy Shima.
To Holy Shima. So, yeah, now we're at Kellis. Annis Rimber Kellis. It's so we got Husielt says, waking up, they probably don't have much control, especially when their frail little worldview is shattered. For sure. Yeah, it's very interesting watching, especially in the next couple pages, Kellis like be reborn. He like goes through such a dying process whenever he leaves, and he's just like getting like fucked by all the stimuli happening around him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he talks about there they would die as had been decided, all those his father had polluted. So, yeah, they're gonna crawl down in their holes and just turn off. And so he turns to Ishua as he continues to climb through the forest. He just has a moment looking back.
Yeah.
Which is
just
cute.
Not having any feelings, just deciding to look back for some reason.
Dude, he's such a fucking punk ass bitch. Okay, so and then he's thinking, he's walking, and he says, "How many vistas such as this?" He wondered, "must he cross before he found his father?" Question mark. Was already like wondering how long it's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot fucking longer, guy. And how many ravine crease horizons must he exchange before he arrived at Shima? So I think the use of the word exchange is interesting because Kellis to me is just like so transactory. Everything he does is so, like he wants something, he's gonna use whatever he can to get it. I don't know. I just think there's lots of exchanging.
Sure. And that the use of the word horizon just struck me now as how many horizons. It's kind of like how when he learns to teleport with the metanosis,
Yeah,
he can only go horizon by horizon, which I think is such a cool way to like make like teleportation make sense in a fantasy realm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, that just struck me too because that's how he sees things
Right.
for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Definitely. And I love that about this book, how immersive it is. Like in Lord of the Rings, even like the bad guys are bad, but it's kind of because Tolkien tells you they're bad. In this, it's like they're rape aliens. They're
a race of lovers, bro.
They're a race of lovers, yeah.
Man, bro.
But it's like pure evil. Like Baker's so fucked up. I don't know. It's cool. But anyway, it says, Shima will be my home. I shall dwell in my father's house. So it's more kind of stuff that reminds me of that Nietzsche quote about just inheriting the father. All right. So he's descending. He's scampering. He's negotiating with the terrain. More negotiations. He paused in an attempt to regain his composure using ancient techniques to impose discipline on his intellect. So he's kind of struggling. He's like,
it's true.
He's needing to rein it in. which it's like you don't see a whole lot of that later.
Mm-mm.
You don't see any of that.
Yeah. Astute.
And he says, something is happening to me. Is this the first trial, Father?
Okay, so the way that he talks throughout this whole series is just like, it's so funny to me, where I'm just picturing being like, is this the way, Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have I finally made you proud, Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I don't know. Just maybe it's just saying the word father.
Yeah.
It's so formal. I think he just wants to, like, make him proud in a way.
Right. For sure.
Fucking kill him.
Yeah, in these moments, I feel like we're getting the most human Kellis will get the whole time. And that's like recognizing that like he has a dad.
Yeah.
Thinking about his dad and stuff like that. I don't know, making mistakes, and like somebody mentioned like how Kellis just stares at a twig for the whole day. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
like,
what an idiot.
Like totally just kid-like, just like, oh fuck, dude, shit.
I'm so glad I wasn't aware the day I was born.
Oh god, like
or
a
I
reverend
can't
mother.
remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Abominate my
Get abominated.
area.
Oh. Abominate my area.
Sorry, not sorry.
Alright, okay. Here we go. Okay, so he's tripping because events always unfolded with granite certainty in Ishua. So he's in that monastic environment where it feels very safe and predictable. And he says, I know what would come after, and to know what would come after was the beauty that stilled and the hallowed communion of intellect and circumstance, the gift of the Logos. I just think it's annoying.
It's annoying.
All right. He's just talking about the Logos and how like saucy it is and it's great. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. He uses the word unknown a bunch coming up. He's looking at the unknown birds, burrs in his cloak from an unknown weed, a snake winding through a sunlit clearing, searching for unknown prey. So yeah, he's just seeing everything for the first time. And then the twig comes. So
I'm gonna smoke some of that unknown weed.
Dude, I thought that he got the twig stuck in his sandal and that he just like maybe this is what happened, but I just thought he like turned and like looked at it for like the whole day like this. Like in my mind that's what happened. But I'm guessing he pulls it out.
Maybe his
Chat? He's pulled out or what's up?
I don't know if Kellis pulls out.
He fucking definitely doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Disgusting monster. Endless permutations, blah, blah, blah. On the morning of the 29th day, he crouched on rocks and green with moss and watched salmon leap and pitch against the rushing river. I think it's cool to talk about salmon because I'm young salmon. And the sun rose and set 3 times before his thoughts escaped this inexplicable war of fish and water. So yeah, he's just like,
You ever think about fish for 3 days?
Oh fuck! I kind of it might be fun to do like a mushroom theory. Like he ate some mushrooms along the way, and it's just kind of tripping a little bit, but dazed and confused, yeah. But life is a dream, so. Let's see, what else? Okay, so he's continuing to wander south through the foothills of Demua. His dispossession is deepening, so he's getting really bummed until he no longer oils his sword. So he's definitely bummed, like he's super tired, his stamina's running out, and he starts losing the desire to like maintain his things. There was only wilderness, the walk, and the passing days. At night, he would take animal comfort in the dark and cold. So this is the first time they use the word animal. They use it a lot coming up. And so Kellis is kind of going through this, like, he was Dunyan, reborn, human, like, what? And then the wilderness is slowly turning him into an animal again. So it's like these trials that he's going through. I don't know. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Especially later whenever he talks to Luth and he's like, I'm not an animal. This dude's an animal.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking god. But yeah, he's like Shaima, Lee's father.
Please, daddy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Where are we?
You start starving, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so the ruins were too old. Wait, where are we at? Shit. Sorry.
I don't care.
All right, the ground is wheeling. He leans forward and presses his cheek against the stone. Grit and the cold of uncovered earth. Above, the sunlight was broken by a span of knotted branches. Men, here in the stone, old and untouched by the rigor of the Dunyan. Somehow they had resisted the sleep, had raised the work of hands against the wilderness. Who built this place? Who built this place?
I don't even know. Is he an Atrophtha?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's an Atropthal. Who built Atropthal?
Good question. I mean, I think it's one of those old, northern Kunayori towns. So it might have been like his, ancestors, roughly.
Yeah.
What did they say? He said the world was so much older than he was led to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of resonant.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, Husiel says we're not in Atropthal yet.
Oh,
Where
our
are
bad.
we? Where's this ruins at? The ruins were far too old. Let's see.
Just abandoned, overgrown North City, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I
Uh,
honestly don't know where we are, like, most of the time, probably.
yeah, true. This is the random place that, spoiler, Servus Four-Wheel Moengus might have found in... Are you serious, dude?
Callback.
That's dope.
I enjoy learning that.
That's cool. I love that. All right, well, cool. So let's see. He peeled leaves from the surface of a small pool of rainwater, drank, and then stared curiously at the dark reflection of his own face, at the growth of blonde hair across his scalp and jaw. And he asks, "Is this me?" So I wonder if he had ever seen himself before.
I feel like he had to have, but I don't know. Maybe.
In a lot of monasteries, they don't have mirrors.
Yeah, maybe they don't have mirrors because they like trying to crush the self.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, if you've seen water, you've probably gotten a glimpse of your...
Yeah.
Also, well, I don't know. One thing I picked up on is that it sounds like his head was shaved.
True.
Like a little egghead
Yeah.
man.
Little monk. They call him a monk a bunch. I don't remember them referring to him as a monk ever again, really.
Yeah. Neither do I. I guess it's the Dunyan are monks, technically, even though we think they're evil, heartless bastard
whale
monsters.
mothers.
Yeah, the whale mothers, man. The terror.
The terror. So he's looking at himself in the mirror or in the water, and he says, "I am not one more animal." So he's kind of realizing he's kind of like, I don't know, I guess coming back to his senses or something, deciding he's not an animal anymore. And it says his intellect flailed, found purchase, and grasped. He could sense wild cause sweeping around him in statistical tides. Touch him and leave him untouched. So this is the Dunyan sauce arising in him.
Yeah.
Taking him to his destiny. And he says, "I am a man. I stand apart from these things." So now he's Dunyan. He like went down in the depths of being an animal, came back, and he remembers his intellect, whatever.
Yeah, and just their belief in their total supremacy over everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I fully believe that as humans, are animals.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't treat the world like we're animals.
Right.
But he's like, no, I'm better than everything. Which, like, as we find out that he can dominate everything, so in that sense, like we were talking about at the beginning, he is the most man of all the men.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like the violence. Because, okay, so literally right after this, he climbs over the leafy clay into an opening dark and deep. Inside, he broke the neck of the wild dog that attacked him. So it's like he literally just immediately snaps an animal's neck, like exerting his, dominance.
Yeah,
or
fuck you,
whatever.
nature.
Yeah, and I think it is a mark of being human is to other lesser beings. Like if we're not animals, or we are animals, but being a human means we try to convince ourselves we're not an animal as much as possible.
Yeah.
Um,
Well said.
so anyway, don't break any dogs' necks though.
Try not to.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a cool line. It says, if the wilderness could not possess him, it would kill him. So, again, he's coming into some struggles. He's dying of exposure, as we know. What we got? We got some chat happening here. At this point, he's starting to craft that perfect square cut beard. Woo! Damn!
I had to look up what plated meant when I read this. I think it just means braid.
Yeah.
But
Pleated.
pleat? three pleats. I don't know. I've only ever really had a scraggly beard, but I'm not sure if it rocks the square, but I think that reflects the endless permutations of the fucking Dunyan, and I guess of the sorcery, to the meta-gnostic abstractions yet to come. Saying fashion is a part of Janan.
Yeah,
what's he rocking right now? I kind of just picture all the Dunyan wearing like white hospital robes or like diapers, which is like
he's definitely in diapers.
I just picture him like a huge baby because he's you know, experience wise he is a baby.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just like don't really like the Dunyan, so I kind of picture them looking like idiots maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I picture them looking like the Zen monks that I've interacted with. Which they're crusty and pasty and grumpy. Fucking Anoni. Or do the Anoni are they the ones that have the squared beards? Or does everybody have a squared beard?
I know everybody ends up having them because they're trying to look like Kellis.
Video game says I was picturing a bunch of white dudes with cornrows and dreadlocks. Yeah.
Not wrong. Though.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. This is, I see him like Thor Endgame. Inoni is concerned with fashion. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, because later on Akamian says that he doesn't like them because they're so concerned with their fashion.
Fucking Inoni. Somebody
Fucking
said that.
Inoni, dude. Alright, dude. Here we go. Oh, Husielt. Here we are. Husielt the Dark Hunter. Okay, he removed his mittens and placed his little tiny cute fingertips against the bearded cheek. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is Luth. Okay, so we're enter Luth. The wolves would have him otherwise. Meat was scarce in the abandoned north. So Luth's like, there's a person there. Should I let my dogs eat him or not?
Dude, should have let him eat him.
Dude.
The whole thing would have been avoided. I was thinking that today. Kellis just got fucking eaten by dogs or froze to death. Hadn't even met Non-Man yet.
Yeah.
So word about it, the whole fucking whatever stack of dominoes kicked off.
Yeah, dude.
Just because dog didn't get to eat him.
It's fucking Luth's fault, man.
Luth? Yeah. And we'll see with him as the first of many people that fucking get paid back the worst for acting nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. We got some. Should have let the dogs eat them. They would have sent Kellis' son, right? Oh.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, damn, there you go.
I can dream.
Karingas was probably just a toddler. Yeah, but they probably could have waited.
Sent a literal baby.
Yeah, Dunyan baby
there.
is probably capable of some crazy stuff, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, Luth. This is okay. Yeah, he removes his mittens and places his fingertips against his bearded cheek. The skin was gray, and he was certain the face would be as cold as the snow that half buried it. It was not. He cried out, and his dogs responded with a chorus of howls. He cursed, then countered with the sign of Husielt. The Dark Hunter, dude. The limbs were slack when he lifted the man from the snow. His wool and hair were stiff in the wind. The world had always been strange with significance to the trapper, but now it had become terrifying. Running as the dogs pulled the sled, he fled before the wrath of the encroaching blizzard. Who is Husielt?
I don't know. Our guy is probably gonna have to tell us that.
I didn't recognize that god. Is he a god? Or are they a god?
The hunter.
Is she a god? Huntress? I don't know.
Ah, the god of the hunt.
Okay, yeah. I guess I just... Ooh, damn, dude. Madness says an Incoroi.
Oh, sick.
Video game says Orang, dude.
This is making me think of kind of like in Song of Ice and Fire. You read those, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was like perplexing you. How Craster worships the dark gods.
Yeah.
He's just up in the fucking wilderness.
Right.
Knelt into the flame.
Yeah. I get the sense that
Gotta catch up myself.
yeah.
Get the sense that what?
Husield is just like one of the gods. One of the Norserai gods, right?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to defer to one of these people before I say something wrong.
He says, I thought it was Luth's dogs.
Sweet Sejanus.
Sweet
I don't know, man. He could have just been saying a bunch of fucking word salad if getting the shit scared out of you.
Yeah.
You're some crusty alcoholic in a fucking snowstorm.
Yeah. He does.
Find a dead guy that moves.
Yeah.
It's whatever he said at the same moment that he shit his pants is what Husield is.
Husield, man. All right, well, we're talking about Luth here. His name is Luth. He's nursing little Kellis back to life
With his titty.
Okay, so here's some Dune stuff happening. Only later, after learning the rudiments of Luth's language, did Kellis discover how he come to be in the trapper's care. His first memories were of sweaty furs and smoldering fires. Animal pelts hung in sheaves from a low ceiling. Sacks and casks heaped on the corners of a single room. So I guess this doesn't exactly pertain to Dune, but I think it's just cool to reflect on the Gom Jabbar and that whole scene where the Reverend Mother is, testing Paul to see if he's an animal or human or whatever.
Put your hand in the box.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's similar.
How is that similar?
Well, he just said the word animal.
Oh, okay.
So not very similar, but I don't know. There's animal pelts on the ceiling and stuff, reminding him that he's not an animal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's kind of survived his first test of the wilderness right here.
Yeah.
Even though we are still animals, he's fucking covered in the skins of other animals, but
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's, well, what you said is not an animal. That's a sign of culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just like pile on culture and like religion and practices and stuff to try and forget that we poop.
Yeah.
Don't break my immersion, dude.
Dude, what if you just like went and told every animal that you were gonna, like, you wanted their skin, and I knew exactly what we were doing?
Yeah. That's why the strength was so disturbing. I was like, I can't believe they wear human skin. And then I was like, wait a minute, dude. We wear animal skin. And I was like, fuck. You believe it's fucked up. All right. Okay, so the hearth was large enough to hug all the interior, very warm, cuddly, hugging, including Kellis himself in a golden warmth. Beyond the walls, winter whistled through trackless leagues of forest. Trackless.
The trackless leagues.
Bakker says trackless so much.
He doesn't like tracks.
He doesn't like tracks.
Anti-track.
Anti-track. All right, the land was called Sobel. Okay, cool. Luth would tell him, the northernmost province of the ancient city of Atrithau. So that's cool. Are they like in the ruins? Are they like within Atrithau's city limits, I wonder?
I don't think so. I think he's just like a hermit in the woods.
Yeah.
On the map here, it makes it seem like Sobel is just that area above.
Oh, yeah, it's above
Atrithau.
Okay, cool.
North of Atrithau.
Yeah. Kellis ain't no Mary Sue in his journey south. Can't even survive a walk in the woods and needs to be saved by some. Dude, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he struggles. Like in the first couple of chapters, and until he fucking starts whipping the Rethi into shape.
Yeah.
Starts poning them with his mind. He's like pretty dependent
on
others.
I think that something unique about these books too, though, is like that I didn't really understand how much of a struggle this was the first time I read it, because they don't really play up the emotional side at all, because you know the Dunyan are emotionless,
right?
So rereading some of this stuff about, like, I read through the series twice. I didn't remember that he like almost froze, that he was he like stopped sharpening his blade.
Yeah, he like lost discipline.
Yeah. Idiot.
Dickhead.
He just needs to embrace the water, man.
He needs to eat more mushrooms. Jump in the water. Yeah, it's interesting. It does humanize him, and it means that he can fail. Like, I don't know. At least right now. Maybe he can't later. But so they're hanging out. We know Kellis is starting to get his shit together a little bit, and he's starting to learn Luth's language really quick. He's starting to kind of like toy with them a little. It's very slowly, incrementally, it seems like. Just kind of getting his bearings or whatever. And of course, Luth is like falling in love with Kellis, like everyone. He's like, and they like switch the dependence. Like Kellis is actually dependent upon Luth, but he makes Luth think that he's dependent upon Kellis. And that just happens so much. But anyway, Luth is getting real sweet on Kellis and feeling.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Isn't there something about, like, if you save someone's life, you're bound to them?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Because that's how... Because Kellis and Nayor are like that, right? Kind of.
Oh, yeah. They got that going on.
They have that happening.
I'm just thinking of the newest James Bond, honestly.
Oh.
Rami Malek. I own you.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but emotionally it kind of made sense. Everything cold.
Yeah.
I'm just what does Aesop Rock say? I don't know. A linear set of pop culture references. That's just all that I am anymore.
It's fine.
Just to let you know.
It's good. You're not an animal. In the meantime, a routine developed. Luth's harnessing his dogs. They're doing their thing. Kellis is pretending to earn his keep. Were you gonna say something?
I just think it's funny how much we hate him. But reading through this the first time, like, obviously when he betrays Luth, I was like, what the fuck? But besides that, I was kind of like, okay, I can rock with this guy. He's got this weirdly over-analytical thing. It's kind of like, made me think of, there's this book called The 48 Laws of Power, and it's just basically how to, like, have social power and sort of, like, slightly manipulate people, you know, frame things in a way that they'll see a benefit to them as one of the strategies. I just thought he was, like, slick and clever and weird, kind of psychopathic, but not totally an asshole, and now we're just like, fuck this dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, this is definitely a spoiler, obviously, spoiler type of situation. But yeah, we would kind of have to, like, pretend that we were pro Kellis, or at least not anti Kellis. Like, I definitely am very outwardly anti Kellis.
Yeah.
Which maybe I should try to be more, like, unbiased in my analysis, but he's a dickhead. I remember I made my dad read this, at least the prologue, and he was like, yeah, they were in a place and then everybody got sick, and then that guy just, like, abandoned that dude. It made me so sad. I was like, yeah.
Left him in the dust.
And so one thing about Luth is that drink, more than anything else, defines him. So, yeah, he's just a drunk ass. But, I mean, somebody said dominating Luth was easier without alcohol. Yeah, because Kellis dumps all the alcohol out.
Dude, and that made me think. I think about this in media all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a recovering addict, alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had alcohol withdrawals. And I don't even think I've seen it displayed well once. Maybe in Euphoria, but like
Yeah.
everything, they just are like so dramatic. Pour all the alcohol down the sink, and then no consequences, or like
Yeah.
a day of like, oh, I've got a little cold,
Mm-hmm.
and like, dude, Lewis would be so fucked, be tripping, hallucinating, fucking. I mean, you can die from alcohol withdrawal, so
Oh yeah.
I just always think how they downplay that stuff in media, and which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, damn, that was not my experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he continues his chores. Yeah, he'd be pretty fucked up if he's drinking a ton. He would be having a hard time.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah.
Let me reference the chat here. Madness said he thinks that Loki thinks that Luth killed his wife. I've never considered that. It's interesting though. I mean, I could see like him being an alcoholic in response to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he is like he's an alcoholic. He's definitely drinking because he's sad about his wife, but I don't
Right.
know if that contains within it that he killed her.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so. I mean, he's like deeply ashamed. Yeah, so I mean that might be why he fled Atrithal, Atrahau or whatever the hell.
Well, that's a really cool observation.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, we go into it for sure because some of the final like deep conversations they have, Kellis is really starting to fuck with them. Oh, this is a cool line. I'll get back to it. I have ADHD. Okay, so yeah, they're talking. Luth says, let's see. Okay, Atrithau reminded you of her presence. This is the lie he tells himself. Luth is nodding. His eyes are filled with tears. Atrithau, oh, thanks. Atrithau seemed to tomb after she died. So, I mean, it doesn't say how she died. One morning, they called the muster for the militia to man the walls, and I remember staring off to the north. The forest seemed to beckon me somehow. This is a dope line. The terror of my childhood had become a sanctuary.
Dude, that's
nice.
That's Bakker though, in one sentence.
Yeah.
Like, remember I was telling you, I watched the interview with him, and he was like, I kind of had a rough childhood. I had a rough childhood, and we were like, that means he had a fucked up childhood.
Yeah.
And rape aliens, a world inhabited with rape aliens is what.
His inspiration.
Yeah.
His terror was his muse all along.
Uh-huh.
That's funny, man. Yeah, that's a sweet line. It says, everyone in the city, even my brothers and my compatriots in the district cohort, seemed to secretly exult in her death and in my misery. And then he says, I was forced to. So why would his brother be exulting in her death? And yeah, it is insane to live in the woods with Strank. He's got some serious problems there. Yeah, that's the line where I don't think he killed his wife. Even my brothers and my compatriots in the district cohort seem to secretly exult in her death, in my misery. I have no idea.
Yeah, no clue. I mean, they hate women throughout this whole world, so it could have just been that she, like, got on their nerves, and so they were like, haha, the dumb lady's dead. Or she could have even been, like, the most beautiful woman, or I don't know. It could be jealousy, it could be fucking... I think it could be anything, but...
Yeah, it could be. Well, and also, Luth maybe, like, we may think that Luth is, like, a kind of good guy just because Kellis, like, is manipulating him and eventually abandons him, but Luth could have been, like, you know, a really bad alcoholic who, in his perception, is saying, like, oh, everyone's, you know, I'm the victim kind of situation.
Yeah.
Because he loves to wallow.
Oh, yeah.
He loves to wallow.
Big weeper.
Yeah, he's a weeper, sure. And he could easily just blame others, and but I don't know. Luth looks down by the fire and he says that he fled. But Kellis is saying that he avenged himself. I don't know. But anyway, do you know? Like, did...
I don't even remember that it said that.
Avenged yourself. I don't know. One thing that...
Killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, he may have gone buck wild, man. And that's okay.
Anything goes.
Yeah. And so this is when Kellis starts to drop the bombs. He's saying, no soul moves alone through the world, Luth. Our every thought stems from the thoughts of others. Our every word is but a repetition of words spoken before. Every time we listen, we allow the movements of another soul to carry our own. He paused. This is hilarious. He paused, cutting short his reply in order to bewilder the man.
Get bewildered.
Insight struck with so much... Okay, then he says, insight struck with so much more force when it clarified confusion. This is truly why you fled so bold, Luth. I don't know. So Luth's eye slackens with horror. I don't understand. He's like reading his mind. You do understand. Think, Luth, if we're nothing more than our thoughts and passions, and if our thoughts and passions are nothing more than movements of our soul, then we are nothing more than those who move us. Who you once were, Luth, ceased to exist the moment your wife died. It's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Pretty deep. Yeah, I mean, that's very Buddhist in that, like, the selves that we perceive and, like, act from are just conditions, are, like, made up of just a bunch of other conditions. Like, I would be completely different if my wife died, you know? Like, I would 100% go into the woods and drink myself to death. But not, you know, like, I would...
Yeah. I just did not think you were going to say that.
Luckily, that has not happened.
No. I hope it doesn't either.
Oh.
May she never die.
May she never die. We got in chat.
But I like how people in the chat are talking about how the prologue is representative of the whole, or introduces, like, I can't, my eyes are skipping around, but it's very important to the whole series. Obviously, they're introducing, like, the main argument of this book, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like little microcosms, or I think it's called a synecdoche, which is like a small thing that represents the same thing in a larger way. Mm-hmm. Could be wrong about that, but everybody knows what I'm saying. I think people know what I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah. Explaining the fucking thesis statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know, whenever Bakker uses the word rigor at one point, and I'm just like, oh my god. Academic rigor. That word is just used a lot in, like, academics, and I just think of him like being at Vanderbilt School of Philosophy, like drawing pictures of alien wangs and like, talking about rigor. Let's see. Yes, the fat sorcerer told us.
That's me.
You are a sorcerer. You can identify whatever shape you want to identify as, dude.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to show off
Corey
real quick.
Yeah, let's peep this.
So I made this. I didn't make it, but not Corey. In Corroy. Oh man. Well, it's a shiny metal ball. But I think it's fucking sick. It's very pleasing to just toy around with, and made a little pouch.
It's very dope. Like, if you held it, you would be like, okay, this is a Corey. It's got such a, like, weird weight to it.
Yeah, it's got some heft to it.
It's got some real sauce on it.
I don't know if it's kept me safe from sorcery, but it hasn't not kept me safe from sorcery.
That's true. So, you know?
I was thinking, though, I did this protection charm around our property, and then the tree fell on my room. But it didn't hurt me, and I was like, well, shit, that has to be my doing.
Maybe so.
It was pretty cool, though.
It is cool. Yeah, dude, you're a wizard.
Oh, thank you.
100%. I think of you as a wizard in my brain.
I feel like I would have rather gotten hurt than paid $300.
Well, yeah,
That's just not even that much money.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know how to 3D print a Chlore. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm such a noob right now. Fucking poser.
Dude, total poser.
It would be really cool to get one with like all of the letters and whatever sigils carved into it.
Yeah, I would.
I just found a crusty ass rusty ball bearing on some train tracks and polished it with a Dremel for a long time.
Got yourself a Core.
Yep.
You've also got
start whipping it at people, spanking them.
Yeah, dude. You've also got the Curie, dude.
Oh yeah, we'll go into that later.
Okay. All right. He's got the. We'll do that later. All right. Terror of the childhood. Blah blah blah. We got a long way to go. Okay. So he's making him cry. Cruel words, Kellis. Why would you say such things? And Kellis says, to better possess you. He doesn't actually say that. And then he just says that he's on his side. Okay. So we'll go back to that. Okay. After a time, the hearth fire burned low, and two of them sat silently, listening to the gathering fury of yet another storm. The wind sounded like mighty blankets flapping against the walls. Kellis is smiling. Luth is just talking about crying. At the heart of his jubilant smile, his compassionate laugh flecks the cold of scrutiny. Kellis. Yeah. Okay. More just lamentations and being sobbers. Okay, Luth. And so Kellis is kind of being honest about what his goal is, like where he's going. He's talking about going to Shima to find Moangus, and Luth nods and says, or he nods as though all sons must return to their father at some point, which I thought is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge theme, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the Nietzsche quote you mentioned also makes me think about if there's any of the artists in art, like Bakker. I've seen a couple of his talks on YouTube and read a few interviews or whatever, and he doesn't talk much about his parents that I found, but he talks about his old man once.
Oh yeah.
Was never into him playing D&D and thought he was wasting his time in the basement, probably smoking weed.
Yeah.
Eating pizza and drawing up maps. But when Bakker finished this book, we went into his dad's house and slapped it on the table and was like, "Here, check this out, Dad."
Yeah.
Like everything I did, like something came out of it. And he said that his dad was actually proud of him, which I thought was cool. It wasn't the dad just like brushing it off, being, you know, like that. Yeah, so I just made me consider like what their relationship might have been like.
Yeah.
And also just like the absence of mother thing. I haven't read, I mean, obviously like I'm not a life scholar of this man.
Right.
Maybe I should be, but I haven't ever seen him mention his mom before, so
yeah,
we'll see. But it seems like his relationship with his father was definitely there's distance.
Yeah.
I mean, literal and figurative distance between Kellis and Moangus here.
Right.
But kind of like his dad was calling out to him in a way, and he needed to try to figure out what that meant or find him.
Yeah, absolutely. It is interesting. Yeah, I like it. So, Kellis is mentioning Shima. Luth knows about Shima. And so he's saying, he sent to me through dreams to Luth, and Luth says sorcery. And this is like, Kellis doesn't even believe in sorcery.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not real, you're an idiot. He says, there must be some other explanation. There is no sorcery. And so Kellis keeps prodding, and he's like, what do you know of Shima? He doesn't know a whole lot. He just says it's a long way away. And then Luth is kind of talking about how he's not, like Shima isn't holy to him.
It was neither too close nor too far. I think I slaughtered that. There's some cool line about that though. Neither too close nor too, or it was couldn't be holy because it was either too close or too far.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounded cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Let's see. The nations to the south, Luth replied, his eyes rounded in wonder. He found his ignorance, Kellis knew, godlike. Yeah, so he's like, how the fuck do you not know about sorcery?
Yeah, it's kind of like the little, I don't know, an alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be like not Alien, the cool, scary movie, but, some like conventionally hot alien drops in and knows nothing, and then Bruce Willis like wants to fuck her and save her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just pictured like that type of relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's trying to bang him exactly, but I don't think he would also not bang him.
Yeah. Probably so, yeah. I mean, like, Kellis could make anyone bang him.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like, homoeroticism throughout. I mean, like, I can't wait to talk about Neor. Like, it's just, like, so wild. It's very cool. Yeah, dude. What we got? We got some Kellis dismisses the gods like an adolescent atheist. Yeah, exactly. That's true. All right, so Luth learned about Shaima from a Ketii, which is, so he says, a dark-skinned man. So this is the first time we're hearing, like, specifically about, like, race, the color of people's skins.
Which is really cool. Just want to say, so many people of color in the series. It's not just like a white Europe stand-in.
Mm-hmm.
And there's main characters that are black. I don't know. I haven't read a ton of fantasy, but it's just what I've read. It is not usually like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it was hard for me. I kept on wanting to see more. Like, whenever Bakker would be explaining, like the South, basically, like Shaima, all the deserts and stuff, I was like, kept on trying to see like like what I consider like normal high fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, like mountains and shit. And I was like, where the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, it's like in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That is cool. It's an interesting setting. I'm kind of like my brain is on fire, dude. I can't read anymore.
Okay, do you want to just finish this out by what we remember? Finish out the prologue?
Yeah.
So, from what I remember, basically the two main things are the Serant come close.
Mm-hmm.
There's tracks. More mentions of tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kellis sort of fucks over Luth. He's like, you run, I'll stay here and slow him down. And then Luth gets shot with an arrow.
Yep.
And I think Kellis like carries him for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then he ultimately leaves him to be fucking like meat to like slow down the horde.
Mm-hmm.
So he just throws away this dude that like nursed him back to health from certain death.
Yeah. Luth goes, no, he sobbed. Kellis! And he thinks, what's happening? And he says, no! And then Kellis vanishes.
Yeah.
20 minutes, go ahead.
That's it. Just like, that was a big shock to me.
Yeah.
So passionlessly just tosses this like...
Doesn't even look back. Like, doesn't give like one fuck at all.
No, zero.
Doesn't even cross his mind.
Yeah. And the dude wants to save his dogs. Like, that's another thing, like in screenwriting and stuff. It's like, kick the dog is like, if somebody kicks a dog, that's like an easy way to show that they're evil.
Right.
And you save a cat, that shows that you're good. Like, I don't know. I kind of just thought about that. Like, Luth wants to like save his puppers, and Kellis just does not give a shit.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. Maybe that's to be expected too, because he let the dude die too, not just the dogs.
True.
But then he fucks around and finds so I think it's Macaritrig, the man trader.
Okay, so you think that's the non-man?
I believe so. Well, yeah, it is non-man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I think it's specifically him, and I can't remember where that is. It might be in the Unholy Consult, where he's like, I saw you in the woods or something.
Interesting. Oh yeah.
Someone will have to fucking, I mean...
Somebody knows that, surely.
Yeah, which is, I thought it was kind of crazy because there's so few non-men in the world, and like the one like explicitly evil one roaming around, but it's like a fiction story. It's like, why do I give a shit?
Yeah.
How conceivable that is or not. But
yeah,
he starts introducing the sort of unknown side of the world to Kellis. Like, obviously at the end, Kellis tries to sword fight him, and he pulls out some sort non-man abstractions.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he makes a fucking globe and floats away, and then does like a heat blast, and just some, some sick, gnarly wizard moves. And Kellis is like, what the fuck? Because, yeah, although I don't know what Kellis thought the sending dreams across a continent was.
Right.
But he didn't believe in sorcery.
Yeah.
And now there's this ultra powerful inhuman sorcerer who's wrecking shit. And yeah, other thing is, I can't remember many specifics, but there's so many things written into their interaction and McCarritrig's dialogue that is relevant to the rest of the series, or the Aspect Emperor books.
Yeah.
And where Husselt said Kellis didn't get the dreams, he was just told to go. So yeah,
interesting.
Because I guess if he did get the dreams, they might have just thrown him in the pit. Can't remember.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Video game Jeffy says Kellis dodge rolls him and runs into the woods like a Dark Souls speedrun.
That's very true.
But Madness, yeah, this was one of the specific things I thought about the non-man encounter. Was he mentions the Seiju or something, the human book, where he has to have a dude, each non-man has a dude to be their memory.
Yeah.
And he has a Shrank one, and he was like,
this guy does?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was like, I would have been fucked if you killed that one, but you didn't.
Oh.
And then
I totally missed that.
He's howling about, like, when he tries to blast Kellis and then he runs away. Elju, thank you.
Elju, yeah.
I think the other word I was trying to say was Siku is
Siku is,
I believe it's a non-man teacher to humans. I don't know, man. I'm gonna need to study up.
We've got a lot of chapters to go. We got
right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I love that, dude. That's like some of my favorite shit.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember, and that tortured memory thing is like, obviously the non-men's memories. I think that's so cool too, thinking about what's it called, negative bias.
Yeah.
In psychology or whatever, in neurology, how we're more prone to remember negative things than positive things, and so that's like how the non-men can only remember their deepest traumas, or that's why they try to kill that which they love, is because physiologically a human brain will remember that more strongly, or is more likely to remember it. And Bakker's smart dude talks about the brain. I'm sure that was
he went to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he went to Vandy.
He must be smart.
I think that was definitely on purpose, but
sure.
hollering that he will remember,
because
and then he does remember the next time they encounter each other.
That's so cool. I love that.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're right on, because the part of your brain that, like, the part of the non-man's brain that would be able to remember, like, what happened last week or a year ago or something, like, eventually fades. But I guess their nervous system is still somehow intact, like their lizard part or whatever. It's like whenever someone experiences trauma, they're like literally reliving it. Or so if they experience a horrible trauma later, if that memory gets triggered and they have the like PTSD around it, their body feels pretty much exactly the same as it did like in that moment. So it's just kind of cool. It's like, makes sense, man.
Yeah.
You gotta just like murder your mom so you can remember.
Which is what Bakker did.
Damn.
Except for, I guess you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Canadian statute of limitation is for matricide.
Matricide, yeah. That's probably not that big of a deal.
3 or 4 years.
One thing that's cool that the non-man says is they both kind of so the non-man says it speaks the language, like, when Kellis talks in Cuneiform, right? Yeah, Cuneiform. So I don't know. The non-men, they're like, so like they shit on humans. They're like, humans are animals to them.
Yeah, but I think that specifically is that he speaks the ancient language.
Right.
And he figures out that he's an Anasarimber, and he's like, oh shit, the only name that means anything to me.
Dang.
I don't know. I thought that was like some foreshadowing. Also, just that he didn't kill the shit out of him, even though he could have. Was that he wanted to see where it was gonna go.
Yeah, he's like curious.
Yeah.
Northman are so fucking dope, dude. Yeah, so I mean, he fights what else happens?
Video games said Cheffer Mooney.
Oh, dude, I could go on about this. Dude.
We joke about it, it's the funniest names. Neil Gickus is a favorite, although I don't know if it's the funniest.
My wife says Neil Gickus.
What's his name?
Neil.
Neil.
Neil Gickus be kidding me, dude.
Oh,
what else? What? I like just saying Satan.
It's pretty sick.
Who's Shrank Hammer?
Oh, Ugrotha?
Ugrotha Shrank Hammer?
Oh man, Dagliash is cool. Soglish.
The coppers.
Sohonk is
Sohonk is cool.
Giannotti Step. I'm kind of just looking at the map now, but
Yelgrota. Shrank Hammer.
I
like to think of him as very sensitive. Yelgrota. Shrank Hammer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sob on these nuts. Yeah. Mangeka. Yep. What else?
Sob on my knob.
Sob on. I mean, Protathis. Protathis is dope.
I know. It's gonna be the middle name of his firstborn child.
Yeah, Milton Protathis Carr. Just kidding. Northman. Yeah, we saw the Northman.
Oh fuck yeah, we saw it last Friday together.
We saw it together.
Kakakliol.
Yeah. What's the the big demon's name? Galgiel.
Yeah, I think his Gilgail is the war one.
Yeah.
God of War.
Madness. Yeah, we can do some Q&A.
Send it. I think that you guys know more than we do.
Probably know more.
I'm happy to try to discuss stuff. Yeah, Northman I thought was incredible.
I liked it. Gilgail.
Yeah.
Gilgail. Northman was good. I had ups and downs with it. There were times where I thought it was too tropey, and it was just like a boring revenge story that was like not very creative. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong.
So I read up on it.
Yeah.
The story of Hamlet is based off of that Viking myth.
Oh, sick.
And the main dude's name is Almeth, or Amleth. I get those. I think it's Amleth, but which is an anagram for Hamlet, which Shakespeare just turned around.
Yeah.
And so it's like cliche for a reason, because it's like one of the frameworks upon which everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had to remind myself, is like, this director is very smart, probably a lot smarter than me, and like had a plan.
Yeah.
For his movie, so I was okay. Let's see.
Hoga Gottjelk is good.
Nungenko.
Oh, Nungankakal. Yeah, that
video
was
game got them hitters, dude.
Yeah.
He's got them bombs.
I haven't seen Valhalla Rising.
Valhalla Rising. What is that?
I don't know.
Have I seen that?
I think it might. Pat was telling me there might be a new Netflix Viking show.
Is Valhalla Rising like really boring?
I don't know. I've never really looked into it. Not a specific.
Yeah, I liked this movie.
Oh shit!
I like this movie a lot.
Refn.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, that's Baker's favorite movie.
Really?
Wow.
I really am gonna flatter myself and say that I liked that movie when I was a lot younger. So I must be
before
really
cool.
deep. Yeah, really deep thinker.
This movie was playing when you came out of the womb.
Yeah, 2009.
Mads Mikkelsen, certified hottie, baddie,
hottie, quiet, and this one. Oh, he's got one eye, dude. Let's see. Hoga Gottjelk is fun. Yeah, it's way better than Valhalla. KK, for real though, when did you guys discover the books?
I discovered them 2018, 2019. Talked about them with the singer from Thou, Brian, just messaging on Instagram. And I was hiking a lot, lived in Colorado, and I went on a hike almost every day for work and listened to a shit ton of audiobooks. So that's how I got into them. And I've read through, maybe that's when I think that's when I started them. Let's see, I read all 7, finished it in 2020. And then last year I did them again, 2021, because I was thinking I can read them once a year and not overdo it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not get too, like, obliterated.
Yeah. There's
Heavy
also
stuff.
other books I think I should read, but
Yeah.
I definitely felt like, especially after the Unholy Concert, I felt pretty like drained and depressed. I think also just from, I feel really shitty when I finish a big project, even if
Right.
it's something I like.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh God, where do I go from here?
Right.
But yeah, that's my story. I'm, probably gonna read all 7 this year again.
Yeah, that's my plan. I've only read through them once,
Mm-hmm.
and it was at Jacob's recommendation. Yeah, and it's like best. It's my favorite
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yeah, Madness says that's what he does. Husiel, 2014.
That's cool.
OG.
That's before, so you had to wait for certain books to come out. I feel like that would probably suck. I don't know. I'm just picturing, George R. R. Martin and how myself and everyone else is waiting for the Winds of Winter, and like, I don't even know if it's gonna happen. Wait was brutal. Yeah, I mean, I believe that. I'm glad I didn't have to experience that.
Oh yeah, I just read them all in a fucking row.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would suck.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not watching the new season of Better Call Saul, because I would be like fucking really fucked up if I had to watch one episode at a time.
Oh, really?
Can't do that.
I have read Blood Meridian. I read
Yeah.
that a couple years before.
Yep.
I thought that
Same.
was totally sick.
Very good.
Total
Very boring.
Nothing exists in God's world without my consent or whatever. It is kind of boring.
But in a good way.
The judge.
It's Cormac.
Yeah.
It's like kind of dry. It's like reading Faulkner or something. It's like boring as hell. And to answer your question, video game, nothing has lived up to it yet. Everything is just so different. Well, everything. I mean, I haven't read everything, but especially fantasy is like just it's in a different realm.
Mm-hmm.
I reread Dune Messiah, which is similar as far as like its scope and the way it's written and stuff. Other than that, nothing has like gotten me as stoked as this series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the first Earthsea books by Ursula K. Le Guin.
Yeah.
Super different tone, but there's wizards, and I liked those. Obviously, like I said, different tone, basically different genre, but I was just like, yeah, this world doesn't compare at all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I hadn't read Lord of the Rings before, so I read those after. That was cool, but it's like
Boring.
kind of boring.
I'm just kidding.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
And I see like the echoes Bakker of Tolkien in Bakker.
Right.
But even though his world is super fleshed out and detailed, I like the world of Irwa the best, and I don't know.
Same. I've never experienced something that's so viscerally immersive. Like, I mean, like we were talking about earlier with how Baker doesn't have to convince you that the console is evil. It's like, there's no doubt in my mind. Like, as far as like the way that I experience what evil is, or like think about evil, I'm like, they want to like rape your wound.
But they're kind of right, though.
That's okay. There's so like, oh my god,
it's hard.
It's
hard.
hard.
You guys know.
It's hard. Like at the end of the book, I was like, well, fuck. I mean, the no god.
Maybe we could just have like a chill hedonism.
Yeah.
But maybe that we have to escalate that behavior. It gets boring, and we have to start
I mean, yeah, like I'm an
I
addict.
don't even like saying it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just more talking about the whole like not going to hell thing.
Oh yeah, that'll
like,
be cool to talk
the
about.
The console was like, I'm like, I don't want to go to hell.
Yeah. So what would happen if would you go crazy if you saw the inverse fire?
Oh man. Yeah, probably. I'm weak. My mind is weak.
Your mind every day is the inverse.
Yeah, dude, I've been living. I have a picture of me looking at the inverse fire in 6th grade.
It is hard.
I'll try to find it.
Hell yeah. Video game says it's hard to side with rapist against God. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when you talk about rape aliens, I don't know. It's hard to it's very difficult. What if dubstep was playing when the inverse fire comes up? That'd be kind of sick.
That'd be cool. I feel like it would be in your favor. Kind of ground you a little bit to reality.
Make it dancey.
Make it dance. Well, it's hard to be sad when you're dancing.
Bring us back to like 2011, maybe.
Was that when dubstep was around?
I'm not sure.
I don't fucking know. I was like at 10 years old.
The
drop.
When the inverse fire dropped.
When it dropped.
Husilt said Bakker's series is so grounded, believable.
Yep.
Like, yes, Frodo is going to Mount Doom, but a commune is like a commune, man.
Right. Yeah. That's, I mean, very, very grounded. I'm trying to think, like, characters speak for themselves in a way. Like, in the history speaks for itself is kind of how I describe it. Like, the Raku, I don't know, like, they stand alone in their existence outside of, like, needing to be connected to a story. Like, you don't forget about them whenever they're not, like, happening right there. Like, right now, I, like, can remember the Raku and be like, they exist. They exist in the story regardless of what's happening. And I think that's the sign of really good world building, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
The Raku.
Do you have any tinfoil theories?
Tinfoil theories. No.
I don't know if any of the ones I have are tinfoil because, well, I guess tinfoilers don't think that they're wrong.
True.
Wingnuts don't believe they're wingnuts, but the couple theories I have are stuff I've read that other people have said.
Yeah.
There's the idea that what's a North Star called? Nail of Heaven.
Yeah. Oh, we do have some. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, see, yeah, they're kind of foily, but I feel like they're
grounded.
Yeah, they're not like real out there. They're not likely to be wrong.
Right.
Or like that far off.
Right.
That Casoder's head is has demon in it.
Yeah. Like the Nail of Heaven is the North Star.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. It could also be the Incuhuloinus, like, or another ship or something.
Yeah.
One thing that let's see what we got. Inverse Fire is the Ultra 4 million TV monitor displaying. Card poster. Shit,
Just
dog.
hang in there, dude.
Oh.
Kitten. Just hang in there. And it's a pizza party instead of a raise.
Yeah.
Really thin slices of Domino's.
Oh shit. I think one thing that I wondered about was feeling like the console pulled the Raku out of the outside. So there's one part, and I forget which book it is, but one of the Raku is like kind of talking about where he came from and his whole vibe, and he was just reflecting on like being outside and like the coldness and like something. We'll get to it in like 10 years whenever we get past the prologue, but that's kind of something I thought was cool, like the Raku got like sucked out of the void by the I don't know. Could be wrong.
Yeah, there's some weird contradictions I seem to remember where like in Koroi say that they created the Raku, or something says they created the Raku.
Yeah.
But then the Raku is like says it's from somewhere else, or it's destroyed 1,000 worlds.
I love them so much.
Yeah. Like trying to think of more theories. I don't know, the AI is the actual like overlord. The ship itself is the head of the console.
Yeah.
I mean, I buy that.
Yeah.
That's what they say too.
Right.
The Ark was in charge. Dagliash had a nuke.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, I think that's like
It's kind of canon.
gotta
Right?
be it.
I want to know what's up in Iana, the East.
Oh, yeah.
I like the non-men a lot. Like to know more about that. I don't know. There's certain places with the mountains. There's some like circular mountains. I'm wondering if those were other like fucking bombs or
Yeah.
plane crash or ship crashes. I want to know about the other worlds that didn't work for
Yeah, dude.
stopping damnation.
How many worlds are like in the line coming to Irwa? I like to think about that.
Yeah.
Like 8 million burned and destroyed and murdered worlds, but it didn't quite work out, so they left.
I want to know what's up with the God of Gods, if that's even real.
Oh yeah.
I like how the gods are basically just demons.
Yeah, I love that.
I prefer the Aspect Emperor trilogy or quadrilogy over Prince of Nothing. But you gotta obviously like you need the first three to get into
Yeah.
to unlock the rest of it.
It's almost like a rite of passage or something. Like I mean, they're both series are awesome, and I love the first 3 books, but the Aspect Emperor was more, I guess, like entertaining for me.
Mhm.
Well, and there was like so much anticipation for figuring out what happens and like actually getting to Golgotterath. Like I was like, I want to know where Golgotterath is. Like from in book 1, I'm like, I can't wait till we fucking get there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, a million books later.
Yeah.
So there was so much anticipation and so much like, I don't know. I was just cheesing the whole fucking unholy console. I was like, oh man, I was bummed when it was over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like kind of what I mentioned. I mean, the ending is like a bummer ending, right? But
I loved it.
oh yeah, I loved it too, but it's just like it's hard when you're done with something you put a lot of time and effort into
Mm-hmm.
what to do next. And yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of chat. We got something about the Rakus. He's the original. Is that the Raku?
Yeah, that
Original
was the
Raku?
one in Dagliash, or not Dagliash, Soglish.
Yeesh.
He was
Okay.
rotting but alive.
Yeah.
Living machine from the void of space, grafted to survive.
Survive the atmosphere.
Sounds tight. I back it.
Sounds tight, yeah. The Hulkmen are half non-men. Who are the Hulkmen?
Oh, the one tribe with the two-hearted guys.
Yeah!
Dude,
Two-hearted, dude! I
that's
love them. The
that's
Hulka.
really good. Hulka?
I think they're the Hulka, right? I don't fucking know. This guy
remember.
knows more
I'm
than
sorry.
me. The salt.
But we know who you're talking about, and yep, I'm just decided that that's canon now.
Yep, canon. How cool are the Skilvendi? Most brutal race of all people. The Skilvendi are my favorite. Nair is my favorite character of all time.
Yeah, it's so weird to think too. I mean, we were talking about siding with the rape aliens over the gods, but like, it's not that drastic. But
Yeah.
Nair is such a bastard, but it's like the most relatable character in a way too.
He is human. Like I don't know how to describe it, but he like his desire is so I don't know, palpable or something, and he's so like weak and overcompensating like so hard, but in such a like I don't know, in a cool way. And he's just hilarious. He like cuts horses in half. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always brooding. He's always saying something like ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, dude, the most violent of all men is just a funny thing to say. Post Baker Blues, that was well written. What's that? Post Baker Blues, is that a thing?
Oh, just what happens after you finish the book.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Fucks the ground.
Epic moment.
Dude,
Epic
yeah.
gamer
We
moment.
should look up some just Naor quotes. We'll get that going.
Slowly Red has a good one I remember at the end of his Great Ordeal retread where he
I'm not gonna be able. How do you fucking spell it? I'm like
Cnaiur. It's got a fucking
Nair
umlaut or
quotes.
something. Something that Nair says, or pardon me, Slowly Red says something about some quote where Nair calls a commune a cuck. I don't know. Who will take the knife to my arms? I kind of picture him with like a weird Arnold Schwarzenegger vibe, but in the best way possible too.
I think of him as the barbarian character from Diablo 3. I don't know if y'all have played that, but all right, dude. Where are the quotes at, man? We gotta get this. We gotta get some quotes. I guess it's okay.
His whole thing, screaming into the no god at the end.
Yeah,
is iconic to me.
Yeah.
Except for I can't remember what he was saying.
Oh, let's fucking break it out. I wonder if we can. I don't know. It might be too much.
Let's go.
It's up there.
I got it here. Somewhere.
Who will take the knife to my throat? Spoiler alert. He does. Yes. Yes, he does. Yeah, the fact that Naor becomes a demon just by like virtue of being like the worst.
Get subsumed.
He's totally subsumed. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, I love it. The final Swazond. I'm pro no god.
Reveal thyself to me.
He always was a demon.
Reveal thyself.
Let me see. This dude, here we go. Show thyself that I might strike thee. The no god's like, what do you see? And he says, reveal thyself. Flesh disintegrated, a vicious black climbed over all. LOL. A vicious black climbed over all things. Grew numb. What am I? And then where we go? We gotta get more, dude. Oh shit.
Video game Jeffy's saying, "What's up? Send it."
Okay, here we go, dude. He says, Kellis! He roared in no human voice. I come to you as hate, as outrage and heart-cracking hunger. And he says, my breast has become an oven, my heart a blinding coal. My thoughts burn as oil and flax, too fast, too far. And I shall have my own portion, my own prize. Dude, it's fucking...
He likes prizes.
He did not get presents at his birthdays.
No, I didn't win anything at the county fair.
No. He won nothing.
Got shamed for crying.
Yeah. Alright, what did it
video game Geffy or Jeffy? I don't know. I'm sorry.
He always was a demon?
We will look for hints in this reread.
Yeah. Oh man. Might be it for me, dude.
Oh, for sure. I don't know. I mean, thanks for the people that hung on for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna put hell spoiler alert for the whole series. Yeah. I'll put it on YouTube. It's like a long ass video, but I probably won't even cut it up really. I might cut it up a little bit, but
cut it up.
This has been a blast, y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up.
Thank you guys. Beginning of peak Bakker.
Oh yeah, it's recorded, man. I'll post it in Slowly Red's Discord, and I'll also post it on the Reddit.
Dude, everybody watch his videos going over each book. They're so good. He's so charismatic and genuine.
Yeah.
I really like those.
Yeah. Shout out to Slowly Red. Shout out to y'all for participating.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine we'll try to do this next week.
I'm down. Very down.
Cool. Slowly rules. All right, y'all. Have a good night.
The band was Thou, Thou.
Oh yeah, Thou.
They just put out 2 new albums this year. I'm a fan. We'll talk about bands that you think of. I want to talk about music sometime.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about
Thou.
Madness. Thou, correct.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the chaos of Full of Hell as they're running through the halls of Sologis. It was just...
Mm-hmm. Link us, he says. We'll be back. Link us. What say you? What do you mean, link us?
To thou.
Ah.
Thou.bandcamp.com.
Follow you guys on Reddit or YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. I'll post a story about like when I'll be back up. You should be able to find my Instagram. Let's see.
Oh, link us to you.
Oh, I see. LOL. Whoa, dude. Holy shit. Link us to you. I don't even know how to do that.
What's your
This is the best thing. There you go. That has all my stuff on it. So like you can probably be best to follow me on Instagram and I'll post about whenever we're gonna do this again. And then just it'll probably be next week at this time, I imagine. I don't really use TikTok really. But yeah, you can follow me on YouTube too. So, cause that's where I'll post this. So you can keep an eye out for it. Hell yeah. Cool.
crushed it?
We're good?
Truth shines, praise the meat.
Yeah, praise the
Be
meat.
praised.
Meat be praised, dude. All right, y'all have a good night. See ya.